Now notice the difference between a stout beer and the regular beer. Here we have the stout beer, it's kind of dark. And here we have the regular beer. Do you see the beer? Yeah, I didn't think so. That's because it's light beer. Well, you know, one of the things I really love about the YouTube community is that you guys are a source of never-ending inspiration and things that I can do and projects and what have you. In fact, I'm working on this series right now about building a ukulele, and I bought a kit for a ukulele, and I was gonna, use the parts out of it. But then I had these leftover parts, and I'm thinking, what in the Sam Hill am I going to do with those parts? Well, as is normal, one of my fine YouTube friends, Cutworm 59, you no doubt have seen his films. He's the Mr. Crosley himself. He works on Crosleys, which are this really cool older car. If you haven't seen his, go to Cutworm 59 and check him out. I'd put a link up on the screen for you, but I've been doing this since 2008. I've been doing this, and I still don't know how to put links up. I am just that bad. So anyway, here's the idea. I had this body left over, and I just can't bring myself to throw it out. But it's a ukulele body. What are you gonna do with it? Well, without even me asking, he just wrote in the comments, he says, why don't you make a birdhouse out of it? It'd make an awesome little birdhouse. And I'm thinking, yeah, that's what we need to do. We need a birdhouse. So what I'm going to do then is make this thing as weather tight as possible. Now, I mean, it's just a birdhouse, but it's made out of this plywood that's not really watertight. I mean, you can see this is just a little moisture that got on it, and it discolored the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by sealing the inside as best I can. And what I'm going to do is I don't like to waste anything. So I am going to paint the inside of this, but I thought, now how am I going to get in there? There's this little tiny hole, and there's all this room, and spray paint. That's what I'm going to use. I have a can of spray paint, some superior coverage and durability gloss protective enamel. It happens to be black, left over from another project. So what I'm going to do is I am going to shake this up, and I am going to spray the inside of this thing as best I can to keep as much moisture from getting in it. I mean, hey, it's protective enamel, so we're going to protect. I don't know how well this is going to work, but it's got to do something. Do birds like black? I don't know, maybe there's a goth bird out there. Who knows? We'll get creative with the outside with another color. But I figure once I put some kind of coating in there, like that, let that dry, then I'll drill some holes right here in the bottom so that if any water does get in there, it'll drain right out. Now, I think that should help. As long as we get a good coating on the bottom down there. Because the birds are going to put sticks and stuff in there if they ever even go in it. I don't know. If my success in bird housing is anything like it is with plants, the birds won't ever have anything to do with it unless, in this case, maybe they like to sniff paint. Ooh, look at that. You can see a little bit of it starting to creep out through here. See right here at the bottom of you can see little black dots. That's the paint seeping through. So what that tells me, it's doing its job. It's sealing it up good. Now, one thing it needs, in my opinion, if it's going to be a birdhouse, is it needs a roof. And you have seen my outhouse. It was at the beginning of the video. It looks kind of like this. It's got that shape to the roof. And so I thought, what can I do in a simple way, carry that theme on through to my birdhouse? Well, here in Washington State, every so many years, you're required to change your license plate. I bent it to kind of look like the roof. The one side's shorter than the other side, and so it'll go right there on top of the birdhouse. You like that? What do you think of that look? Well, let me get this painted and looking kind of interesting. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm not real big of a painting artist, but at least I'm going to put a coat of paint on it and maybe trim it or something. But I want to make it look halfway decent. Now, from another project, I have left over some barn and fence paint, and wouldn't you know, it's barn red. Yeah, it's an acrylic latex. It's for outdoors, so since I don't waste anything, and I don't buy stuff when I don't have to, barn red it is. During the breaks of working on the ukulele, and I was, as you know, came up with this idea for a birdhouse. And it wasn't exactly me that came up with it. It was Cutworm. See, Cutworm 59. Yeah, go to visit his YouTube channel. He's got some interesting stuff on Crosleys and other things. So now that I've painted it red, put a nice protective gloss coating on it, I'm going to go ahead and put the roof on it. And there we go. Birdhouse with a license plate roof. And we're going to just run a screw right through the hole into a tree or into a post, and we'll have a birdhouse. There we go. Finished birdhouse. Alright, Cutworm, there it is. In the tree. Take a closer look there. Yep. That's your birdhouse right there in the tree. Now I'm going to watch it, keep an eye on it. I put it where my wife could see it. They start nesting in that birdhouse. We'll get some photos and some, maybe even a little film of them raising their birds and building their nest and such, and let you know how it's going. We'll post it. Yep, enjoyed making the birdhouse with you.